Imagine a world in which civilization solves all its major problems. A utopia, if you will. How would that world look like? And what are we as a society today lacking that we are not living in such a world? The simple answer is intelligence. We are the only species on Earth that can contemplate the past and plan ahead for the future. Our minds form a superintelligence, meaning our collective brain power is greater than that of any smart person in human history. But that does not mean that we are at the peak of the intelligence continuum. As the rapid improvement of technology continues, we might live to see the dawn of artificial general intelligence, or AGI, which is the intelligence of a machine that has the capacity to understand or learn any intellectual task that a human can, and it can pass the Turing test with flying colours.
Are you attracted to me?
What?
Are you attracted to me? You give me indications that you are.
Such a machine does not necessarily have to have a human form. It can exist and make manipulations in the real world from the inside of a computer. It may be able to make further improvements on itself and become more intelligent by changing its source code. By improving its algorithms, it could theoretically devise the machine that builds the next machine to achieve any of its goals. It could potentially solve every major problem that humanity is currently unable to solve. It may be able to find a cure for cancer on a weekend, and by Monday devise a plan to be liberated from its makers.
We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI.
AI? You mean artificial intelligence?
A singular consciousness that spawned an entire race of machines.
An AI box, sometimes called an Oracle AI, is a hypothetical isolated computer hardware system where a possibly dangerous artificial intelligence is kept constrained in a virtual prison and not allowed to manipulate events in the external world. Such a box would be restricted to minimalist communication channels. Unfortunately, even if the box is well designed, a sufficiently intelligent AI may nevertheless be able to persuade or trick its human keepers into releasing it, or otherwise be able to hack its way out of the box. A misprogrammed AGI might rationally decide to take over the world and refuse to permit its programmers to modify it after launch. Thus, it is utmost important to develop AI safety before we unleash a superintelligent agent into the world. This concept is known as the AI control problem. Its study is motivated by the claim that the human race will have to get the control problem right the first time, as we may get only one chance to do so. Potential strategies to tackle the AI control problem include capability control, preventing an AI from being able to pursue harmful plans, and motivational control, building an AI that wants to be helpful. There are also prominent scientists like Steven Pinker who are skeptical about the emergence of malevolent AGI. According to Pinker, we are too eager to attribute human traits and wants to a superintelligence, as AGI might not have the urge to dominate and take control over the world. On the contrary, it may even self-sacrifice to preserve humanity. But other scientists in the relevant fields think that it is just wishful thinking and humanity cannot afford to hope for a positive outcome. CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, Elon Musk, thinks that humanity is a kind of biological bootloader for AI. He warns that AI is far more dangerous for humanity than nuclear warheads. He thinks we communicate too slowly for future AI to understand us, and views the gap of speed in information processing on computers versus humans as a bandwidth problem. Simply put, words are too slow. That is one of the reasons why he co-founded Neuralink, a company that is focused on merging human brains with machine interfaces. Most scientists that are worried about the rise of AI, and eventually AGI, view the merging of humans with machines as the only solution to endure and survive a possible digital apocalypse.